Happy February, Mississippi Quilt Association members and friends. Thank you so much for joining us here on our YouTube channel. I don't know where January went, obviously, because this video is a couple days late, but so glad you're here. My name is Stephanie Ott. I am Publicity Chair for the Mississippi Quilt Association. If you don't know who MQA is, we're a nonprofit association set up to promote and preserve the art of quilt making in the state. So we have about 350 members all across the state. We network primarily through 3 in-person gatherings each year, and also connect on social media and other avenues. So our big news for February is that it is our spring gathering. It's coming up quickly on February 9th and 10th. So hopefully everyone who was planning on coming has registered. You still have time. You can register for the gathering up until February 8th online. We have closed registration with meals just because the caterers needed to know final numbers, but there's no problem to register now if you just want to bring your own sandwich and come along. So the gathering will be in Wesson on the campus of the Copiah Lincoln Community College. And we're really excited to be there. The program is coming together. So it will start on Friday with doors opening at 3 p.m. And then the meeting will call to order at 5. We'll have a welcome from the Chamber of Commerce, and then a choir from Colin Community College is going to be performing, which will be so nice to open the meeting with a performance. Then we'll break for dinner, and then we'll come back around 7 for a couple of other speakers related to, quilting journeys and arts and different things. And we usually wrap up around 8 o'clock so everyone can get back to their hotel rooms or their homes. There will be vendors on Friday night selling fabric, and we love for folks to come and shop and support our vendors. On Saturday, the doors will open at 8 a.m. And then we'll start back up at 9 with a couple of different speakers. And also, do some drawings for door prizes, opportunity quilts. We'll talk a little bit about our membership portal. And of course, those who know me know that Selena likes to photobomb anytime I start talking to a computer. So that's my cat who just went on by. So, and then the one kind of unique feature of the spring gathering is that's when we hold our annual meeting for the full membership. And so after lunch, we'll have our business meeting. We've got some things to vote on, including a change in the bylaws to add a new position on electronic documents chair or electronic records, which we desperately need. You can imagine, as any organization that's almost 30 years old, you kind of have your records in a lot of different places. So we're excited about that. And the gathering will wrap up, usually, somewhere between 2 and 3. We finish with show and tell, which is always wonderful. So if you're coming, don't forget to bring your show and tell. Also, members should have received emails with information about the bylaw amendment. So that was the second thing I wanted to talk about. If you're not able to come to the gathering, hopefully you've already mailed in your absentee ballot. But we are going to be voting on that bylaw amendment at the meeting. So if you are coming, you want to review those documents and be ready to vote at the meeting. Um, so that's our big news for February. We are excited to have all of the gatherings planned for 2024. So the summer gathering will be back at Eagle Ridge Conference Center, right outside of Jackson. It'll be June 1st and 2nd. I believe it's the first weekend in June. Um, for those that are new, the summer gathering is a little bit different because we have classes on Saturday morning. So we usually offer 6 different classes with a variety of teachers and techniques. And then we also have a room set up for sit and sew if you just want to come and hang out and do all of those fun things. So that will be the summer. Stay tuned for more information about that, but it'll be very similar to last year since we're in the same venue. We are working on kind of rearranging the rooms a little bit to address some of the crowding that we had last time, but it's nice to be all in one place, to just be able to walk down the hallway from your hotel room and be where the classes are and everything. And then in the fall, the first weekend in November will be the fall gathering, and that will be hosted by the Peacemakers Guild of Oxford, Mississippi. So it'll be in Oxford at the Oxford Conference Center. Hotels are right across the street, so we think it'll be a really convenient location. And so lots more information coming about the fall gathering as well. So mark your calendars for that. Um, Obviously, the other big news for MQA for 2024 was the launch of our new membership portal through Club Express. So we've got, last time I checked, we had almost 200 people maybe that had logged in and were able to access their profiles and update their information. So that's great. It's about half of our members. So if you haven't done that, encourage you to look through your emails to see, to find the emails inviting you to join the membership portal and Club Express. We have been contacted with people who are having trouble logging in. The most common reason for that is you may not have the temporary password right, or maybe you didn't get that email and you just went straight to the Club Express website. So if you're having trouble logging in, the first thing to try is just like the forget password and go through that process to reset your password, and that usually will let you get in. But if you still have trouble, Nancy Lozier is our membership chair, and please reach out to Nancy or any of us. You can reach me on Facebook in the Facebook group if you do have trouble, and I'll get you connected to Nancy for that. But the biggest benefit of Club Express, in addition to helping us do the registration for the gatherings, is that it will enable us to process and track the membership renewals in a much more efficient and easier way. So once you're in the portal and signed up, you can see when your membership expires, whether you need to renew. You'll be able to do it right through the system. And so that's just going to make it so much easier for us to maintain our membership roles in a more up-to-date and current fashion. So as always, there's hiccups, and not everyone's technology works with every software. So please be patient if you are having trouble. And if you're coming to the gathering and you're having trouble, we should be able to help you with your devices to get in and do all those kind of things. So definitely put that on your to-do list if you're coming, if you have questions about Club Express and the membership portal. So I think that was all of my news. It feels like a lot, but I'll be trying to film parts of the spring gathering to share here on the YouTube channel after we get home. Sometimes it's challenging to get recordings that work because of the sound and the setup in the rooms. I'm hoping, since this one's at a community college, it may have, a more modern setup for the sound system, and so that my phone will be able to record it a little better than we have in some other venues. But um, I'll try my best, because I do want to be able to share what happens at the gatherings with members who are not able to attend for whatever reason, whether it's family or work commitments, or maybe you have health issues and can't drive that far, or you need to take care of somebody else. And so I'm working to kind of share and be able to connect that way. And now I have an ask of all of you who are watching the video. What would you like to see on this channel? I would love for you to comment below and just share what kind of information would you like to see? Would you like just more information about MQA, recordings from events? Would you like us to try to do more informational videos? Like, for instance, the Lauren Rogers Museum of Art in Laurel actually has a quilt exhibit going on right now. It's called Hand Stitched. It's running, I think, through April, maybe, at least the end of February. So don't quote me on those dates, but I would love to get down there and see it. They had a Facebook post that showed part of it. It's a traveling exhibit from another museum, I think a museum in New York. Sorry, I don't have the best information off the top of my head. But for those of you who are in the Hattiesburg area and can get over there, I encourage you to go and support the museum. Anytime an exhibit comes to town, it's important that we support the museums because it costs money and time to bring those those exhibits to town, and we don't often get a quilt exhibit coming through. So wanted to promote that and share. But in the future, maybe that would be something that MQA could try to, conduct an interview or travel to an exhibit and see if we could get some footage, if that's the type of information that our membership would like. And so kind of part of this YouTube channel is just start a conversation, and I'd love to connect with our members online and see if that's something that you like. Okay. So I think that's all the MQA news. I usually end the video with a little personal sewing. Always think it's nice to show a little quilt eye candy, but also to share a little bit about what I like to work on and my style. And so this is my most recent finish. This was a Creative Bug Daily Challenge from years and years ago, and it was a 30-day challenge for sashiko, and each day you got a different sashiko pattern to sew in a 6.5-inch block. So I finished the blocks not too far behind schedule, but then they just sat in a pile and I didn't know what to do with them. And I had even found this fabric that was like a perfect match for my solids, but I just couldn't figure out a setting. And so at the beginning of the year, I told myself, just do it, make a decision, and finish it. So I just did a simple narrow sashing and finished it. So I'm excited. I'm planning on hanging it up at work. So I need to get some pictures and get it there to work. And the other thing I've been working on, those who have been around for a while know I'm a bit obsessed with Quilt Folk, and which is the magazine that they go around to different states, and Mississippi was featured a year or so ago, but they also do online workshops that I think are just wonderful. They're usually 6 hours. They are a bit pricey, but they just are full of wonderful information, and the current one is called an adventure series, and they go to a different location 3 times a year and then highlight kind of the quilting tradition and culture or a particular teacher in that country. So they just had one in January, which featured Willa Hammerstein of the Milleflore fame. And I started to work on it, and that is my center rosette. It's actually my second attempt. The first one lined up okay, but not quite as well as this one. What was really fascinating to me is I had never seen the Milleflore quilts done except with English paper piecing. And I can do EPP, but not crazy about wrapping them around the paper and taking the paper out and doing all the whip stitching. But this is done hand piecing, old school traditional hand piecing with a running stitch. And I've just been so surprised at how fast it comes together. It's a little fussy with all those tiny pieces, but I'm really hoping to continue to make this, and it's just a mini project. So you just do the rosette, and then there'll be like some 5 pointed stars around it, and it'll finish in a small square. So I don't know, it could be 2 years from now before I get it done, but that's that. So yeah, if you don't know about the Quilt Folk Adventure workshops, they're hosted by Jenny Smith and Kay Walsh, who are quilt designers and teachers in the UK, and I just think if you can, I grab it, and you can get them on demand one at a time, or you can sign up for a passport, which you just get new adventures as they come out. So with that, I'll wrap up and say thank you for joining us. Please subscribe to our channel, like this video, comment below, and let me know what you think or what you'd like to hear more about. And I hope to see you next week at the spring gathering, and I'll be back at the beginning of March with another update. Thanks. Bye.